Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Made in New England interview series, where we talk with New England-based companies and the people who lead them. I'm your host, Steve DeVries, and today I'm joined by Eugene Shablygin of WWPass, located in Nashua. Eugene, welcome to the show.
Hi, Steve. So
All
glad
right.
to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you here, and I would love for it if you could tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what WWPass does for its clients.
Hi. Uh, I'm the lazy physicist turned computer scientist turned computer business. Uh, I graduated with a degree in theoretical physics in 1983, and then slowly morphed into the computer business. Starting with selling computers, integrating computers, and after moving from the former Soviet Union to Texas around 1994, 1995, I was more and more engaged into the creation of data security and data protection systems. I moved to New England, namely to Bedford, New Hampshire, almost exactly 20 years ago in 2004. And honestly, I believe that was one of the best moves of my life. I really love this place. It's probably the best place to live and raise the family. The company I'm leading now, called WWPass, or Worldwide Pass, it was formed in 2008 here in Bedford, and since then it is steadily growing into an international company with some presence in the Western Europe. We operate out of nice town Brunnen in Switzerland, and we have developers here in New Hampshire and some developers in Europe who help us to provide the customers with the best, I believe so, the best solution for their information systems. And we're trying to protect them from bad guys who otherwise would succeed stealing their secrets and destroying their systems.
So you've been in New England or you've been in business in New England for 16 years. You have a successful business, multiple locations. What's driven your success to this point, Eugene?
Probably the determination to make the difference. All my life, I wanted to create value and share this value with the world. So I believe that if you are doing something useful and it really works, then your customers will pay well and be happy. So basically, that's the main philosophy of our business.
Okay. And so you're protecting people's data. You call it their secrets. So what does that look like? Is it through some kind of an app? Is it a central repository? Some kind of a server somewhere? What does that look like?
It's a complex technology which utilizes some of our own in-house inventions. We have more than a dozen different patents here in the States, in Canada, and in Europe, and Japan, which protects our intellectual property. In general, it's the way how you can store the secret in a distributed network of storage nodes, which are spread all over the globe. And this data will be available only when two parties, independent from us, usually we call them service provider and the user, if they both come to us, present their very secret keys, and with the help of these keys, this data can be assembled and delivered to the service provider for processing. If you don't have any of these two keys, you don't have the access to the information. And what is really important, we never have the access to this information. So we call the whole system zero knowledge. So we don't know what secrets we're keeping for you. And only when two parties come together, then they know the secrets. If one party comes, it doesn't know this. So that's the very basic foundation of what we are doing. How it practically works for people. We have the technology which replaces the traditional login and username and passwords. So you are logging in with our keys, which can be a physical key or the app on your phone. And unlike the username and passwords, it cannot be stolen by third parties. That's the very basic principle of the whole system. Companies are using it to protect their secrets, to give access of their remote employees to this, to their corporate systems. People can use this technology to get access to the password manager, so they keep their passwords and other secrets in the system. There are a lot of different applications of the whole thing. But overall, it's the mean of you to stay protected in this very, very, very dangerous world.
So that is incredibly interesting. I did not know that something like that, a service like yours, existed. So thank you for sharing that. So this is the part in the interview where I like to, I guess, get a little bit nerdy as a business person. I love asking people about metrics in their business. As CEO of WWPass, WWPass, what metrics or KPIs do you look at in your company to understand that it's operating the way you want it to, or that it's growing the way you want it to?
Honestly, we are in a quite a difficult position regarding the metrics, because every metric has the specific time frame for which it is applicable. And the more innovative system you have, the longer is this time frame. And with the long time frame, it's sometimes very difficult to make a good prediction. So we are facing the challenge of maintaining both short-term tactical metrics and long-term strategic, and sometimes the long-term strategic metrics are working against short-term tactical ones. So one of the methods we use some sort of modified dynamic work design, which is promoted by MIT, and I had a great time at MIT attending their advanced management program. They learn how to manage the short-term projects, and we are setting up short-term goals. We're achieving them. We're closing the project and moving into the next one. That's the set of short-term metrics, which allows us to achieve our immediate goals. At the same time, we have a vision of the future development of the company for next 5, 10, and 20 years. Sometimes these goals are changing because the whole world is changing, and I can tell that some of our projects, which were planned when we started, were completely disbanded, and some of our technological solutions didn't work out. But that's unfortunately the part of doing the long-term innovative business.
Okay, great answer. I love that. So when you think about your business and the industry that you work in, what excites you most about the future?
Oh, I hope that the future will be a little bit more safe than it is today. Because in the digital economy, the freedom of information exchange gave a lot of opportunities for good guys to develop their businesses and to bad guys to steal from the good guys. And sometimes the good guys are lagging behind the bad guys. And these number of security breaches is still growing. But at the same time, I see that the companies are starting to embrace the better security approaches. And at some point, the technology really help to solve the immediate needs of the data protection industry. The truth is, there is no silver bullet. So while the technology is developing, the new attacks appear and the new ways of deferring these attacks appear. So I believe that in this industry of protection of data, we have a great future because the more data is coming to play, the more value is associated with this data, the more efforts need to be done to protect it, to keep it safe. And I believe that this is a good business to be.
Yeah, I mean, earlier you mentioned, the bad guys, quote unquote. And so, it occurs to me that a business like yours relies on people continuing to try and steal from others, which is unfortunately, I think, a sad reality of our world, right? And your business is here to protect the
And
good guys.
that will be happening always. The bad guys appear like the cancer in the body, and we act as an immune system for the society. So, during the evolution of the world, there will always be mutations. There will always be the cancers. And we need an immune system to kill the cancers and let the positive changes proliferate.
That is an amazing way to think about your business. So let's take a look at your business for a second. As CEO, you've been in business for, I think you said 16 years. If you had a magic wand and you could wave it and do one thing to your business, what would that be?
Oh, probably I would get back to the very beginning and invite more partners to my business at the inception stage. The reason why is that actually not my first, but my fourth or fifth business in the former Soviet Union, which really took off, and it was very successful. Right now, analyzing what I did right and what I did wrong back then, I had a group of partners and we split the responsibility between us. So when we work together as a team, we leverage each other's strengths and actually created a very robust and fast-growing business. When I started my business here, probably that was my biggest weakness, is I did not have such partners here locally. So I worked primarily myself with the team of hired employees, but none of these guys were able to become my partner. And I did not pay too much attention to finding not just good employees, but good partners. And that was probably the biggest impediment in the faster and more efficient growth of the company. So I would recommend everybody who starts his own business, don't count on yourself, no matter how efficient and smart and self-sufficient you are. And if we, by the way, look at every successful business, it's always a teamwork. I cannot tell a single business where a single person were able to build it alone. And I know quite a few businesses. And sometimes it looks like it's a business of an individual, but for the takeoff stage, it's always a team. I know, for example, the company called Sun Microsystems, and its success was built on the joint work of 4 people. And its fallout was probably attributed that 3 out of this 4 rested on their laurels in their golden cages and left the company to 1 person, which was an outstanding businessman, very smart, very clever, very efficient, and very energetic person, Scott McNeely. But even despite all his energy, his power, his intelligence, he was not able to run this company alone. And unfortunately, this at some point Fortune 100 company fell apart, and the remainings were acquired by Oracle. And I can tell the similar stories about a lot of other companies. So build your team first.
That is fantastic advice. And so you answered the question that I normally finish the conversation with. So I'm going to ask you one more. So your history goes back to the Soviet Union. So you began your career there. You mentioned you moved to Texas for a short while before relocating here into in New Hampshire. So what has being in New Hampshire or New England in general meant for your business, pros or cons?
First of all, the international business, which involves a lot of people from different parts of the world, they can be located anywhere. So sometimes just some personal preferences bring you to a certain point. And for me, New England, and especially this southern New Hampshire, was the perfect balance between the positives of this world. From where I live, there is a 40-minute drive to the ocean, 40 minutes drive to the slopes, 1 hour drive to decent size city with a nice symphony orchestra and other cultural places, and decent climate where you enjoy the warmth of from May to November, and you have seasons here. So basically, it's very well balanced area. And by the way, I remember Dean Kamen, who is my neighbor, he once said that a lot of people are coming to New Hampshire for vacation. Why not to live here all year long? So you have vacation environment 365 days a year. And I think that despite New England is the first place where the immigrants from Europe came in, but it still has its huge growth potential. So I believe that the growth potential of areas, say, north of Massachusetts, New Hampshire border is still huge. We have very close proximity to outstanding educational institutions. to outstanding cultural centers. And at the same time, we have a lot of land here, a lot of very nice places to hike, to boat, to swim, to fly. So it's a wonderful place to be.
Well, Eugene, you've been a fantastic guest today. Everybody, thanks for listening. Our guest is Eugene Shablygin of WWPass. I would urge you to check out his business online. Eugene, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, Steve, thank you very much for having me. It was a real pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure's all mine. And thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll be back with another episode soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.